and they will come out and verify that. But the most important thing about the certification, I will tell you, is once you're certified and you go through that, you now have that accreditation that other companies are looking for, and it will open the door. So just be ready to start, once you have those certifications, to now find the next part and leverage them, and how and network with the groups that you're certified with and develop those relationships.
And to segue off what Erica's saying, you also have to be very mindful of the limits of those certifications, because some businesses either don't keep them up to date, or by selling the company or transferring ownership, they lose all those certifications. So be very cognizant of these and be intimately knowledgeable about the details that go into it.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Justin. I just want to say too, they will analyze when you go through your certifications, whichever ones you're looking at. They will do a site visit and they will do an interview. And I respect the process, because what's happened in the past, maybe they were just certifying to certifying. They have gotten so strict now that if you're doing the business you're saying that you're doing, they're going to interview you and they're going to test you. And that's good. So when you do get the certifications, it's like that honor badge, and you can list it that you're certified, because you know, as an entrepreneur, what it takes for you to be that majority owner in control of that business.
So as with our competencies, it falls into the mission statement of community and giving back. And this is where AVIVV differentiates itself in its presence in the Southern California area through our community impact programs, through various organizations, SDMAC, the Rosi Network. Erica is very proud of her Impact Now program, and that is an extremely successful program, being able to find individuals who are underutilized with just all the training and the willingness to take risk and elevate the status of this, or elevate the status quo for us. Again, as other opportunities present themselves, Erica is a board member of the Central San Diego Black Chamber of Commerce. We are also have a membership with the San Diego County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And these type of opportunities are just not unique to Southern California. So it's highly encouraged that you go out into your local communities and you find out if one of these may exist, because there's matchmaking events, there's networking opportunities. There's also unmet needs within that community that you might be able to perform services for. Networking for industry conferences. We have the California Public Utilities Commission. We had the CPUC Expo, and that was a great matchmaking event. Finding the keynote speakers, going on LinkedIn, making network connections, and then start scheduling meetings and meeting their diversity supplier representatives from those companies. And they open up doors that you would not believe. And also by seeing these industry conferences, whether or not they directly align with your particular business, allows you to see that there are unmet needs. Case in point, Jessica, your business model, you could build gift care programs or packages for, telecom conferences, C3 or CES or whatever. That might be another option. I know that there is an individual that's building small homes in Austin, Texas, where I'm at. If you don't know the diversity representative for the city of Austin, please let me know. I'm working on with them right now because I'm on a project in Austin, Texas currently. So I'll pass it back over to Erica.
Yeah, no, I agree completely, Justin. And I can't stress enough to the representatives here, as you're developing your business, get involved with your local community, whether it's through the local chamber, whether it's through a nonprofit that you have a commitment to. I am involved with Alzheimer's. I have a personal connection with it. And I got involved a couple of years ago. And now what we're doing is we're writing for Alzheimer's. A couple of It started off with just a few of us on a motorcycle riding. Now it's up to 200, right? And I did it because not for my business, but because I had a personal connection, and it just grew and grew and grew. And now it's been very branded now with the company, with our company now, right? So they're like, hey, can you speak about this? Can you help, spread the awareness? Does the Alzheimer's give me work? No, but it's something that is a cause that's important to us. I will say that our company, we are involved in over 50 different organizations. And that could be as simple as sitting on a board, as simple as supporting an event like what you're seeing here. One of the things we did, we didn't have to be the lead, but there's a nonprofit there called the Rosi Network, and it's a military spouse organization that's helping entrepreneurs of military spouses. And we're actually in the process of getting military spouses to be a certified agency as well, credential. And what we did is we partnered with the local community there in San Diego, a specific district, and also the local utility company and Walmart, and said they had this idea. And this past year, we teamed up and said, let's give 100 trees to military families. And let's give them a basket of food because it's a really tough time. And there were people that you guys know in the military, we serve so much, but we don't financially have the funds, especially some of these newer families, newer people coming in that are enlisted. And it's those kind of things that, yes, it feels good, but it's also the right thing to do, right? So as you develop your business, you want to have a very important part to that community. What's going to motivate you and encourage additional people on your team? Ask the questions. What are you involved with? And be open that even if it doesn't directly relate to your organization, that it still connects, because that's important to your team. So I just can't stress it enough. Just be organic, be authentic with it, and really get involved. Start with your local community.
So this is something you'll hear a lot in the entrepreneurship program. It's a dirty word. I'm scared to say it. Erica, can you help me through this?
Yeah. Failure. Failure. Can we even say it? It's uncomfortable to talk about, and it is a taboo word. And I know when we were even talking to Chad, we didn't even want to put it in the title because we're like, gosh, we don't want y'all to think that, we're a failure. But the truth is, the reality of the business, you're going to fail. And you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Even right now, me presenting, it's uncomfortable for me. Y'all don't know me. And I'm pretty much vulnerable in telling you all about the business, right? But I want to do that. We're all entrepreneurs in this together. And you have to prepare yourself mentally that it's not going to go the way you planned. Even if you have that step-by-step checklist, right? And you're that type of person, it's probably not going to happen at that level. Look at it as a learning opportunity. We look at failure a little differently here. Every time we fail, we look at and say, hey, that's one step closer to success, and redefine it for you. And that's how we define it. Okay, so we messed up on that one. You've got to communicate very quickly, and you've got to, as an entrepreneur, what we call pivot. And sometimes that means making very hard decisions. Justin, I think this is a really good opportunity for you to share the value that you brought in. Look, I'm a startup. Even though I've been in business, it looks great. Yes, we have 22 employees. Yes, we're planning this year to hit some really big numbers. That did not happen overnight. I put in a lot of hours, but the team puts in a lot of hours. There is trust. There is accountability. You cannot do it all alone, and you have to be very comfortable taking critical feedback and acting on that. If you're not going to take that feedback, you're not going to be successful. I'm going to tell you right now. And it stings. It stings bad. And one of the best things we had was Justin coming in because of the program, taking a lot of the lessons, the curriculum from the program, and coming to me and saying, Erica, you're doing great, but if you did this and this, your business could be there. And I just trusted him. I empowered and I said, go with it. Justin, you could probably tell the example of what we were able to learn from this curriculum. And this is real life. This is a testimonial, but I really want to have you share that with the team here.
So I'd like to preface by saying it was a good problem to have. There was more documents to go through for work and projects that we could bid on than I could ever sit through in a lifetime and be able to give the exacting detail. But our process in efficiently going through that paperwork and our flash to bang to responding to critical information packets, you very rarely do we have everything's going right. You have a month to respond to things. It's you're probably looking at like a week turnaround to get a finalized packet out the door. And what we were able to do was streamline some processes, look for redundancies and cut them out, and be able to leverage SharePoint technology to the benefit of us. So we have a knowledge management system now for visibility across the organization, knowing exactly where we are in the process of the bidding, if it's been awarded. And again, I guess the key takeaway is the organizational skills that you bring to your business are just going to pay dividends, because as soon as you're able to automate or streamline a process, you're going to be able to provide more quality and focus on more areas of development rather than getting bogged down and trying to reinvent the wheel. And that's why key takeaway is conduct your AARs. The definition of madness is doing the same thing every time then expecting a different result. So you have to give yourself that honest feedback of what I went wrong or what did go wrong, and then make those fine adjustments, and then you're on the right path at that point. So that's all I really have to share.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, congratulations, the cohort of 2021. Thank you, Chad, the student volunteers, Mark Tower, Alex. Alex is the man. I'm just so disappointed that you guys are unfortunately not able to go to Eskimo Joe's or go to a basketball game and have those camaraderie events after hours. It was a hoot last year, and I'm excited for every one of you, and I'm wishing you the best.
Yeah, and I have to say, we're in the journey together. You're an entrepreneur, you have a servant heart, you've served, or you have somebody close to you that has served, and that is honorable. You're a hero already. The fact that you're going through this program says something about your character, because not everybody chooses to continue on with education. So you're already pushing yourself to that discomfort level, and be comfortable with that, because it's only going to get harder. But we're here, we're friends, and we have this community, and we need to leverage each other and lift each other up. I can't stress enough how important it is to partner and be willing to take that investment and that risk. I know that in the past, maybe something may have happened. And what I say is that's great. It makes you cautious, but it should not hinder you. One thing, in business is you're going to find out your personality and how you look at things is going to constantly changing, but you have to be very strong in your character. There's two things I leave you with, and it's two things I'm practicing on for myself. When you're in these leadership roles, you have to sometimes think, okay, it's not just you anymore, but it's the image, the brand of what you're going to leave behind. So you have to ask yourself, when you're done meeting with someone, when you're done talking to someone, a piece of literature goes out, what do you want them to remember you by? And then work backwards, okay? So there's two things I want you to remember us by. And that's number one, respect. We respect each other as business owners and entrepreneurships. We respect the process. We respect learning. And the number two thing is trust. We have to develop trust, and think about that in every touch point you meet with someone, this engagement here. How do you develop respect and how do you develop trust? Because if you have those two things in business and you're able to effectively develop that, you're going to be successful. And I'm working on that. So it is two things I'm working on. So I want to develop trust here and I want to develop respect with each other. And we're friends. So those are my two pieces of advice. And I thank you so much for your servant hearts. I want to leave it open to ask anything, a dialogue. Please let's follow us, see what we're about. I'll take your feedback. Justin will as well. I'm so thankful for Justin and his leadership. And I know more things are going to come. And Chad, what you're doing here it's just groundbreaking. The fact that you have the heart to help other veterans and entrepreneurs, we need to keep doing that in our country, supporting our veterans and the veteran community. So thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Go Pokes.
Thank you so much, Erica and Justin. Fantastic. I loved being able to hear this and everything. And y'all made some great comments. I want to open it up, obviously.